50-50 drawing. I'd say the pot will be paid. It was $220 last week. Lucky number program, the gift certificate for a 12-pack of pop donated by Charles Brooks. Vote for Charlie. Gift certificate for 12-inch pizza from Huffside Ashland. Thanks to Joe and Chris Huff. 2 6-packs of pop. Dick's Service Station, State Route 78. Bernadette Pillar. 12-pack of Pepsi and
There's 2 radio stations. There's not 2 radio stations. Monroe Central homecoming 1997. Tonight the Seminoles take on the 6-0 Shenandoah Zeps. My question I have for you, Dale, is do you think that we can find anyone over on the Shenandoah side of the field that can honestly tell us that they expected to be 6-0 tonight?
I don't think you could find anybody in the crowd on either side would think that. You know, they have to be a group of overachievers, and not to take anything away from them. You know, a fine group of ball players. They have the new coach's son coming in, adding a lot to their offense and defense, but they really are gelling early. But, you know, they do have a long second half of the season to go starting tonight.
Well, when you've suffered through several losing seasons, there's nothing that can get you on track better than a couple wins early, and now they believe, and this is probably the most highly regarded opponent as far as record that we've had come into this field here that hasn't been wearing blue in quite some time.
Good way of putting it. Tonight they'll be green and white, and they are 6-0, and that's amazing.
So as we prepare for kickoff, the Seminoles will be receiving. We believe the Zeps were the winners of the toss and chose to defer. And they look fired up, you know, in the green and white. And rightly they should be at 6-0. And this is a big game for both teams, both in the computer and in other areas, especially the PVC.
Number 21, John Schott. Have the kicking chores.
It's a high kick. It's short. One of the up men, Shoemaker, will take it at the 20, 25. Flag
Breaking
down.
back. He's got some middle loose.
He'll be across the 45 to the 47-yard line, but the game's first penalty flag is down, and that's an illegal block completely away from the play. And in a game like this, penalties and turnovers can be a deciding factor on who gets the early momentum, and the Seminoles are going to be forced to go into a hole early. You know, going to be back near their own 20-yard line. You know, canceling out John Shoemaker's fine return out to the 47-yard line.
It looked for a second like he was going to break through the middle and have some nice yardage. He did have nice yardage, but even more.
We already have a lot more noise here than what we've had in the previous home game. I know Coach Acosta Thursday night on the show talked about that and hoped to get a lot more crowd noise here. And there's definitely a lot of noise on the far side of the field. So Seminoles to the line appear to have the usual starting lineup. That's Jason Ludwig with Josh Jones and Eric Kramer in the backfield. Pitch, Kramer, left side. Not much.
Boy, he's hit immediately.
The offensive line quickly, Monroe Central, Eric Rose is the center, number 50, Chris Demmerling, Brad Demmerling are the guards, Tucker Roberts and Tom Jones on the tackles, John Shoemaker tight end, alternating at split end, Jesse Nippert and Justin Friday. And it's been the same 11 and 12 players that we've seen alternating most of the year. Again, Jones and Kramer in the backfield. Ludwig will be wing and a slot to the left. Ludwig in shotgun formation. Second down and 8. Quarterback draw. Tries to get outside. Has some running room. Breaks a tackle.
Got a first down.
45, 40. Out of bounds, far side. And goes headlong into the bench on the far side. I know that's a play that most likely has been in the playbook in the past, but I think River got a lot of success out of that last week down at Martins Ferry. You know, spread them out, and in the quarterback draw, the gain from the 22 out to the 39, 17 yards. Knows the football actually closer to the 40-yard line.
Showing some great speed there at the end of the run. You know, he had a little more sideline, he might have gone all the way.
2 weeks ago, we saw Jason do that a lot. Jones on a delay.
Well, he's mad immediately there. Pick up a possibly one.
As I started to say, a couple weeks ago, we saw Jason run well. Last week, not called upon to do that down at Tyler because so many other things were working. But a weapon we expect to see a lot over the last 4 weeks of the season. Now, Shenandoah has really survived a lot on their defense this year. They have 3 shutouts in 6 games. Last week, a couple of touchdowns scored against them late against Bridgeport. They won easily 42-22.
Number 8, Doug Wiesen, is the move-in, and he's been a nice addition there.
Kramer on the block.
Oh, nice move.
May have slipped as he tried to cut back to the 45-yard line.
47, Andy Christian was there to stop him, but as you said, I believe he may have tripped, picked up possibly 4.
Well, Shenandoah had a nice group of kids returning from last year's team that went 1-9, bring a new coach in, and Dan Wesson, who came from Urbana College, where he had been the head coach there, and add his son as another athlete into the mix, and the things were just set up for them to have a nice year.
6'1", 220 pounds, that's a nice addition.
3rd and 5, option. Ludwig turns it up, and he's got have the first down. Looked like maybe a little indecision by Jason whether he wanted to keep it or pitch, but nobody out there really forced him into a decision. He turned it up and fell forward to midfield, and that should be a first down depending on the spot, and it is. The officiating crew tonight, headed by the gentleman in the white hat, is Ken Castleman. I believe most of this officiating crew we saw at Caldwell a few weeks back.
So a pickup of just over 5. He didn't get it by much, but they did give it to him. Laying right on the 50-yard line. 9 minutes, 18 seconds. First quarter.
Again, a delay. He tries to get outside running room.
Got a block.
Gets a great block from Tom Jones.
And he's
headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Josh Jones. 50 yards. No flags. Seminoles on top, 6-0. And I was about to say, Dale, and I kind of wish I'd got this out before that play, scoring early in a game like this is a key. And Seminoles in 3 minutes are on the board. Kramer will now attempt the extra point. And I told somebody at school just earlier today, or maybe yesterday, that Josh has been held in check, not been really as much of a factor as some people thought he might. Look for him to explode, and good start
right there. The
kick is blocked.
And
Number
47. Andy Christian came through and blocked that punt, but we are on the board 6-0.
Yeah, we might want to mention, that even though Shenandoah is 6-0, this is not the first time they've been behind. They came from behind in the second half to beat Buckeye Trail. Trailed in the second half against Zanesville Rosecrans. Was in a scoreless game until the final moments against Frontier, and actually trailed by a touchdown in the opening moments last week at Bridgeport. Bridgeport scored the first touchdown in the last two, and Shenandoah scored 42 points in between. So they have been down before.
They're used to this. It'll be good to see them on offense and just see what this new look at Shenandoah is this year. Some nice young men up front.
But you can't say enough right there after the nice return was canceled out on the kickoff. The Seminoles forced to start from their own 20-yard line and going downfield and scoring, getting the 50-yard run from Josh Jones and getting a nice block from Tom Jones out in front to really spring him loose. A lot of times we're not able to see and give credit for nice blocks, but I think a lot of people were able to see that out in the middle of the field.
And then I was really impressed with that final burst of speed by Josh.
Grubb kicking off. It's high back to the 11-yard line. Number 3, Derek Leach. Sidesteps a couple people, gets up the sidelines. He'll be forced out of bounds somewhere between the 30 and 35-yard line by Johnny Cecil.
But a nice return.
That is number 3, Derek Leach. He's one of their running backs, a junior. But a nice blend of seniors. Their quarterback, Ryan Modica, is a junior, but Wesson is a senior, number 8. Brandon Jennings will be their go-to man. He's a senior, number 19. And a lot of seniors on that front line.
The front line going 250, 200, 190, and 215.
This is a group, a lot of kids back. It was a scoreless game last year at halftime. So they're very capable. Modica.
And hit immediately.
Tom Jones in the backfield, but we're going to have a flag, and Jennings stays on his feet. A great effort by the runner, number 19, Brandon Jennings. But Tom Jones breaking through, making a hit, but also he had a piece of the face mask.
I was afraid that's what it was, as he was falling down and grabbed up and got a hold of the face mask, so this will be a big penalty.
And in high school, there is no such thing as a 5-yard face mask as we have in the college and pro game. That's 15 yards from the end of the run. That's going to put the Zeps out across midfield into Seminole territory at the 48-yard line. And the second 15-yard step off against the Seminoles. And, as we talked before, turnovers and penalties can really hurt. So the defense now backs to the wall. And we've only had one offensive snap by the Zeps.
Derek Leach will be wide to this side, standing right here in front of us.
This is Jennings once again. He's hit in the middle of the line by Kramer and others. Cecil, Josh Jones also in that play. Looked like Demmerling may have been in the area also. Pick up to the 46, 2nd and 8. In recent weeks, Seminoles taking that opening kickoff and scoring on an initial drive has happened. That may be four weeks in a row.
Takes a lot of pressure off of your defense here.
Leach in motion.
Back to pass, a lot of pressure.
Pressure. We get a flag down, and we have an interception. What's the call? We have a flag down. We've not got a signal yet. It looked like an interception. We'll see what happens as the officials try to sort this out. I'm not even going to venture a guess right now. And we'll get the signal. And they say incomplete pass. Illegal block called against the Zeps.
The coaching staff here in front of us not happy. I was watching in the backfield. I didn't see why they would call it incomplete.
I did not have a good look. The officials over there saying the ball hit the ground. Incomplete pass, but it is a 15-yard step off against the Zeps.
So we're pretty much back where we were.
Again, a chop block away from the line of scrimmage. Puts the ball back at the 34-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and
very long.
About 28 yards, we'll call it. And we're going to get a stoppage of play. The official on this near side goes in and asks to stop the clock. And we'll see exactly what happened there, but now things seem to be together.
Well, the last 3 plays, we've seen a lot of the officials, not too much of the call.
Christian and Leach are split wide right for the Zeps on this 2nd and 28.
Single man in the backfield.
Modica to throw.
He does drop.
He has pressure. He's going to throw it out of
Throws it
bounds.
away.
And we're going to get a flag. The pressure applied by Heath Wells, and the pass went into the fence. I think intentional grounding is going to be the call. Usually that call comes from the head referee, not the line judge on the far side. But there's definitely intentional grounding, and that is a loss of down. That's going to make it 3rd and even more, because that's 5 yards from the point. And he was 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so that amounts to a 15-yard penalty and a loss of down.
And I can't count that high. You have to figure this one
It's
out.
3rd down and a bunch. The ball's on the 15-yard line. The Zeps need to get past the 50 to the 38. So 35, 47 yards to go. 3rd and 47.
Handoff and hit
in the
immediately.
backfield.
Don
Shoemaker
Schumacher.
nails Brandon Jennings for another loss, bringing up 4th down and somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 yards to go. How many times have you seen that in the last 2 years?
Yes. As you said earlier, penalties will kill you, and there the Zeps really shot themselves in the foot.
As you mentioned there, that in a game like this, you hate to see the officials being the center of attention, and hopefully the players will get their act together and quit committing these penalties, so then we just get down to playing. Wesson will punt. It's a low line drive wobbler. Nipper will pick it up at the 46-yard line.
Straight up the middle.
Straight upfield, and be dropped at the 33.
55 on the stop is Bobby Hoover.
Assisted by 63, Josh Archer.
Boy, the middle opened up there for a slight second, but closed in quickly.
Yeah, when you figure that Shenandoah had a first down at about the 47 in Monroe Central territory, and Nipper took that punt back at the 45 in Zep territory, you can see where the penalties really made a huge difference in that series. Excellent field position now by Monroe Central. And if you're 6-0, you won't want to get down by 2 touchdowns in the opening half of the first quarter. Kramer trying to bounce outside, has nice yardage on first down, some 5-6 yards. Seth Reed, I believe, 52 on the play. And we mentioned the importance of this game for both teams as far as computer points, both teams feeling they have to win out to have any chance of playoffs. Zeps in 10th place, Seminoles in 15th place this week. But a lot of points to be picked up. Kramer outside man,
not ball,
flag down.
Flag turning again.
And at the point of attack, and possibly a holding call. And it is a holding call, Monroe Central.
It's going to be a long game. We keep this up.
I know that despite everything last week, and Coach mentioned Thursday night, the great first half, 28-0, and third quarter, he was not at all pleased with the 5 turnovers. I know that's something that was addressed this week in practice, and penalties are always something you hope to avoid. But both teams hurt in the early going by step-offs. Second down and 16 yards to go from the 39-yard line. Ludwig will try his first pass. Screen out here for Jones, and that may be a good thing. That was
well
run a
covered.
little wide because number 21 is Josh Schott. If that ball had been underthrown, they could have been 6 the other way.
Yes.
Josh Jones was the intended receiver, 3rd and 17.
We still have 6:02 remaining in this first quarter. 6-0 in favor of the Noles.
Justin Friday on with the play on this 3rd and long. As you look around, Dale, definitely the best crowd of the 3 home games thus far.
Yeah, it's a beautiful crowd and a beautiful evening.
A lot of people standing around as the fences. Ludwig rolling out, looking, now tries to run and has nothing
behind.
Pulled down
20.
the 42-yard line. That's another loss.
Josh Williams, number 20, on the stop.
Fourth and long. And I'll make it closer to 4th and 20. Kramer to punt, sending Leach and Christian deep for the Seminoles. They'll be standing around their own 10-yard line. Roberts snaps down, kicks a knuckleball, taken by Christian at the 15. He's hit and pulled to the ground by Shoemaker. Held on long enough to get some help from his friends, Wells and Ludwig and Roberts helping out, but John Shoemaker with the first hit. The 15-yard line is where the Zeps will take over.
Nice coverage, John Shoemaker. 5 minutes, 10 seconds, see what the Zeps can do this time. Last time they were a little unsuccessful, might be the word.
Again, 2 receivers, this time wide left, Leach and Christian. Single back is Jennings. We'll see a lot of that single back set. They'll run the quarterback draw with Modica. He'll break a couple tackles. He's off to the races. One man to beat. Miller slows him up and pulls him to the ground at the 44-yard line. Maybe Coach Snively and the Pilots are onto something there. Everybody found out how successful their quarterback draws were last week. Everybody wants to do it now. But a big gain of 35, 6, call it 41 yards by the quarterback, Modica. So the Zeps down to near the area where they were the last possession before things went bad for them.
How quickly that changed around. You thought that the quarterback was going to be downed, and he stepped out and really turned on the afterburners. Nice job by Modica, number 3. Number 4.
He'll give to Jennings this time. He's going to be stopped by Wells and then get some help. Swarm tackling, but Heath Wells with the first contact. Jennings hitting the backfield for a loss. Brandon Jennings is the leading rusher of the Zeps this year.
Good to see number 77, Chris Dimmerling, in there again. It looks like he's hopefully close to 100%.
Loss of a yard to the 45, making it 2nd and 11. Again, the 2 receivers out wide left are 47 Christian and 3 Leach. The tight end also is on that side, 99 Wood. Modica wants to throw. Goes across the middle. He's intended for number 8. That's Doug Wesson. Broken up, incomplete.
Eric Kramer right there to knock the ball away. So it's going to bring up
3rd and 11. As you said earlier, Doug Wesson, number 8, son of the head coach, Dan Wesson. My understanding was a very good wrestler. He may have even been in the state wrestling tournament last year at his previous school. So he's a very large young man, very athletic, and he's helped this team a lot as a role player. It's not like the coach's son came in and tried to be the star.
No.
He's been an extremely valuable role player for this team. He's in the backfield along with Jennings. They'll fake the draw. Pressure. Flip it out to Wesson coming back. He's hit. Breaks a couple tackles before he's pulled down by Chris Demmerling at the 40-yard line. But Wesson was hit at the line of scrimmage and able to spin forward. As we said, Wesson's 6'1", 230 pounds. You better get a good hit on him.
Yeah, but still 4th down here. We'll see what they want to do with
change of
4th and 40.
Yeah, change of 3 people. Looks like the Zeps will fall back into punt formation with number 8, Wesson, the punter, from the 40-yard line. Sending Nippert back, single safety back to his own 10. Zeps trying to get some personnel on. They finally get an 11th man on the field and have a Lego formation. Wesson's kicks away. It's a line drive. Nippert at his own 9. Trying to get back across this way. Now gives ground and steps away to the 20-yard line.
A lot of running to get back.
To get back to where it might have been if the ball went into the end zone, but I'm not sure if that ball would have went to the end zone. So Jesse gets out to the 20, just past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Seminoles taking over again. 3rd possession, 3:13 remaining, quarter number 1, 6-0 Monroe Central. We will get a pro formation into the Seminoles with both Nippert and Friday into the game. Friday left, Nippert right. Split backs in the backfield. This is a pro formation.
Quick hit straight up the middle, not too much there. Number 67 on the stop, Rob Rogers, along with others.
Josh Jones, the ball carrier. Josh up a little slow. He'll get a couple to the 23, second and 8.
Daniel Ludwig and Friday bringing in the play.
Single back in the backfield is Kramer with a wing right and a slot left. Daniel Ludwig goes in motion. Sweep, Kramer, right side, trying to get outside. Bruce steps away from the tackle, keeps his feet near the 30-yard line. Really hard to tell from our vantage point.
But he did a good job.
But he's very close to the first down.
Yes, he is. Did a great job keeping his feet under him.
And from where the official is standing, I believe it is a first down. Yes, it is. Is official Ken Castleman takes a look at it and signals first down just past the 31-yard line. John Cecil now enters the lineup with the play. This would bring in a double tight end formation, we would believe, and probably a power running formation or something off of that type formation. We have a wing to the right. They try to counter it again to Josh Jones. He has some running room across the 35, 37-yard line, pickup of 6. So again, anytime you can get in this situation with a 6-7 yard pickup on first down, that just gives you some options offensively what you want to do. We're inside a minute 45 left. You know, there's a slight breeze blowing, which appears to be at the back of Monroe Central, which I don't think it would be much of a factor. A hard hit on Jones, covering up. That was number 52. That's Seth Reed, and looked like he tried to go for the ball, but Josh covering up and was not about to let it get away. No gain on the play. 3rd and 3. After the opening drive, 6-0, things have kind of settled down. Defenses and penalties have taken charge in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes. Slot eye left. Ludwig, option, pitches, Kramer. Cuts up the field, first down. He's at 44-yard line.
Head on there by number 8, Weston.
I don't believe we have seen the option much in the first 6 weeks of the season. On only maybe an occasion or two, but it's something that, with now the added confidence that Jason Ludwig has gained, both in himself and the coaching staff has gained in him, where that becomes an option, and you have to honor him, because he's shown you can turn it up and run.
Yeah, he's not afraid to put his head down and move.
We're going to get a stoppage of play, as we seem to have some equipment problems here with Kramer, or maybe a contact lens. As he puts the helmet back on and gets back to the huddle. It appeared to be maybe a contact problem.
There was no contact problem in the stop there by Weston. Doug Weston, number 8, senior, 6'1", 230. Met Eric head on.
Ludwig
back to pass.
Steps away for some people. Again, running room here to the left side. Pulls up and throws a wobbling pass downfield. Nippert comes back, but it is out of bounds.
I don't know whether somebody hit that or just was rushed.
Just trying to throw off the move as he was looking to check his position on the field, and he was shy of the line of scrimmage, and the ball kind of slipped a little bit as it went there, and it was out of bounds. So it'll be
lucky
10.
Because it defended it, I think maybe 21.
It was going to be a jumping contest between the two individuals, who was going to knock that ball away if it had been in bounds. 2nd and 10, we're at 26 seconds left. But after a couple nice running plays, a little play action fake on first down, it just didn't work. Again, Jason really not having a lot of time to set up and throw and doing a good job to get outside and be able to get rid of the ball so that nothing bad happened. I thought he may have been able to run for some yardage, but
did a pretty good job getting away from the pressure in the backfield.
This is the quarterback draw again to Ludwig. He'll have a couple yards and be hit hard on the far side. I think number 3, Leach, was one of the tacklers. Out of bounds, short pickup. Clock stopping at 19 seconds remaining in period number 1. Pickup of 3 yards to the 47. It will be 3rd and 7. We get a twin set here to the near side with the backs in a pro in the backfield. Quick screen out for flip out here for Kramer, and did not look like he was really ready for the ball. Again, a little bit of pressure by number 52, Reed, and there was some running room if connection had been made.
Yes.
15 seconds in the quarter, 4th down and 7.
Plus you had Nippert on a longer route, and he was pretty much open. So something to think about later. 15 seconds, 6-0 in favor of the Noles.
Snap is good, kicks away. End over end, 20-yard line, 21-yard line, Leach. He's hit from behind by Daniel Ludwig. So again, nice coverage on the punt team by this time Daniel Ludwig. He'll get the solo tackle at the 22-yard line. 5 seconds remaining in the period. So one play barring a penalty by the Zeps. And that will bring us to the end of a kind of a lengthy first period, it seems.
Well, when you have so many penalties, and when that rag's on the ground, you're not burning up time on the clock.
Hand off to Wesson. He'll have some yardage across the 26-yard line. Rose and others on the tackle. And that is the end of period number 1. Score, Monroe Central 6, Shenandoah 0.
Woodsfield Orthopedic and Sports Rehabilitation Center offers outpatient treatments to a wide variety of injuries. Treatments include a combination of modalities, therapeutic exercises, and manual techniques, in addition to state-of-the-art Cybex exercise equipment. All athletes are welcome to come to our sports clinic every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. with Dr. Snyder and the rehab physical therapist. No appointment necessary. Call 472-9869 for details and to schedule other therapy needs. Come to Day Appliance and TV, your Electrotech dealer for everything electronic. Full computer systems for home, school, or business. Lay away now for Christmas and make someone special very happy. Day Appliance carries lots of accessories too. Fuses, switches, cables, telephones, calculators, televisions, radios, and even PrimeStar. Special orders, large or small. Save yourself a trip and order what you need delivered to Woodsfield. By the way, if you're one of these people who are computer illiterate, just ask a kid or stop in at Day Appliance and TV.
As time passes, your needs change. Woodsfield Savings and Loan has changed to meet those needs. At the Woodsfield Savings Bank, we know your schedule requires a drive-through and night deposit box. You want convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. At our new location on State Route 78, we want to meet your needs for a home mortgage, car loan, checking, and savings account. Our name and location have changed, but we're still here to serve our community and to help you to grow. The Woodsfield Savings Bank.
Before we get started, period number 2, we'll remind everyone to stay tuned at halftime. The crowning of the Monroe Central Homecoming Queen. Crowned the king on Thursday night, and that was Derek Hughes. Back to pass. Flips out here to Wesson. Some running room. Josh Jones, the open field tackle. Very near the first down. Don't have a signal yet from the officials as they'll look at it across the field, and now they'll stop the clock and probably bring the chains across. We'll take a look at this. change crew members, Dale English and is that Larry Kaler?
Larry Kaler.
In to check the first down out.
First down by no.
Shenandoah will throw the ball. They have thrown the ball quite a bit during the season. They average about 50 yards passing per game more than the Seminoles, about the 125 yards a game. So ball at the 32-yard line. Zep still in their own territory, but a 1st and 10.
Handoff, number 20.
Number 20, who is the...
And he's hit
Josh Williams.
I believe that was Miller, 24.
No pickup on the play. That was the number 20, one of their backup running backs who has played quite a bit. We really shouldn't call him a backup, who splits time in the backfield, Josh Williams. 2nd down and 10. And Williams again is that single back, as it looks like Jennings is getting a series off. Modica drops the throw. It's a quick out and some miscommunication intended for number 3, Derek Leach.
A lot of pressure under there. From this side, that'd probably be Shoe.
3rd and 10, we'll get an extra defensive back and Jason Ludwig to the game. Eric Rose checks out. We'll go with a 4-man front. Something the Seminoles started doing a little bit more last week, using that extra defensive back and bringing a lineman out on pass rush situations. So the front 4 of Shoemaker, Wells, Demmerling, and Cecil, and Kramer has dropped down over the center and now backs up into the middle linebacker position.
Handoff, hit immediately.
And fooled no one, Williams the ball carrier. Wells,
Heath Wells.
Demmerling.
Fooled the camera lady. Oh, you got it.
But a nice fake. Well, she can stay with every play after all the great ball faking a couple weeks ago that Jason Ludwig and his backs did against Fort Fry, then that's more than what I could say. Because I know I missed a few plays.
I certainly miss them up here, and I'm not trying to stay with them.
So nice job of the Seminole defense. Wesson punts it away. It's a dandy.
It's a dandy.
And it's going to hit
20
and roll and picked up back by Nippert at the 5. He's to the 10. He's run out of room. But the line of scrimmage was the 32-yard line. Ball rolling to the 5. 18 plus 45, 55, 63 yards.
Not bad.
Something in that area. Need someone with a calculator here to get that. But that was a dandy punt. It was a line drive, but it had so much distance it didn't matter the height. So Seminoles back against the wall, and Nippert able to go back. That ball definitely was rolling dead before we go to the end zone. Jesse able to get out to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, he had nothing to do but pick it up. So we're kind of in a hole here, 9:48.
Again, second man is Kramer.
No, nice move.
Away. Great balance.
Another nice
25.
Move. Good block
from another man.
Up to the 36-yard line.
Number 63 finally brings him to the ground, Josh Archer, but throwing a couple great individual moves with a couple nice blocks, and that'll get you out of a hole in a hurry. 22-yard pickup by Kramer. And again, we were just talking about the ball fakes there, the inside fake to Jones, and then give it to the second man, Kramer, and super effort by Eric. 6 consecutive 100-yard games by Eric Kramer. He is at 795 yards for the year, and a good start on another 100-yard game. The wishbone formation. Second back is Ludwig, and hit in the backfield by number 67, I believe. 67, yes, sir.
Rogers.
But a little counter look after you've had some success with Jones and Kramer. I believe it was Daniel Ludwig's first carry of the night, but the Zeps were not fooled. Loss back to the 32-yard line, loss of 3 yards. coming in, I wasn't sure really whether to expect an offensive type game or a defensive struggle. But, looks like, here in the first quarter plus, defense has taken over. Ludwig steps up, now goes deep. Nippert
Coming back to the ball.
and
just
near
out
the
of it.
sideline, the ball going out of bounds. Leach, I believe, was the defender,
A lot of pressure there on Jason.
but he stepped up away from some pressure and able to get that throw away. Not a lot of room to maneuver over on the sideline. I'm not sure that even if Nippert could have got up to try to make the catch, whether he would have been able to come down and bounds or not.
Yeah, he had his arm back ready to throw before, and he had to step forward, so
3rd and 13. Again, the pro set with Friday and Nippert both in the game and both wide. Setting up a screen. Jones, and right through his hands. I think it would have been tough for Jones to get his first down with the defender closing down, but maybe looking up to check out the running prospects before he had a chance to get the ball and just slid through his hands. That was one that appeared to be delivered right on the money. This connection wasn't made. So Seminoles, after a first down to get themselves out of a little bit of a hole, bogged down. Now from their own 32, Kramer will be forced to punt it away. Christian and Leach back at their own 30-yard line. 8 minutes and 34 seconds. The kick is high, but very, very short. They'll let the ball hit. And Seminoles will cover the ball near the sideline. John Cecil along with number 42, Adam Farnsworth. And Zeps in pretty good field position near their own 44-yard line. And that's where you would like to see Eric to be able to get off one of his better efforts to kind of offset that on that exchange of punts, the great punt by the Zeps on their last possession. So the Zeps gained a little bit of yardage on that exchange. Brandon Jennings has returned to the lineup as a single setback. 3 receivers for the Zeps. And fake to Jennings, rolling out.
pressure.
Going downfield.
Got him
Complete.
in.
That is
Miller's
number
right
47, Andy Christian.
Big pickup, though.
And what may be the deepest Shenandoah offensive penetration thus far in the game. They'll now be at the Monroe Central 35-yard line. Something we may see more of there is the Zeps kind of rolling their quarterback Modica out to get away from some of the good pressure that's coming up the middle.
Yeah,
Who's
John
able to find the
Shoemaker.
receiver?
Shoemaker after him, but not in time. Delivering a nice strike.
This is
Hand
Jennings.
off.
He tries to bounce outside, and in the open field, Kramer.
Brandon Jennings, 5'11", 185-pound senior.
Right about the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. The Seminoles get very good pursuit from both their inside linebackers, Kramer and Jones. Plays that, backs kind of hesitate before getting outside. They're able to cover a lot of ground. But you need to do it a couple of more plays from this position on the field. Modica with a late word to his remaining back, Jennings. They'll fake this time. They'll go for the screen. It's off the hands of Wesson, and he almost was able to tip the ball to himself.
Almost a circus catch.
But again, some pressure up the middle. Wells and Jones able to possibly make Modica unload that ball a little quicker than what he would have liked. 3rd down and 10.
7:23 remaining in this half. 6-0.
Modica, again a fake, rolling to the right. Going downfield, tipped, ball in the air, and it's intercepted.
Couldn't see who finally came up with it. Looks like
I think it is Justin Friday.
Justin Friday.
The ball was tipped and couldn't see for sure. And, we've not had a lot of interceptions by the secondary this year. And Justin Friday, in his first year as a full-time defensive back, and what will be his first varsity interception. A few weeks ago down at Caldwell, he had his first varsity touchdown.
Yes.
And now getting his first interception. And hopefully that can be transferred into points. And also, I believe that's our first turnover of the game by either team. 23-yard line for the Seminoles. Second back.
Bouncing it outside Kramer.
Hitting the backfield.
He's hit.
Number 22,
Justin Wells.
And number 8 is Wesson.
He was held up, and number 22 came in and put him to the ground, Justin Wells.
Lost of a couple. Something we've not seen a lot of this year where Eric has been dropped for a loss.
Game ball number is 4806291. 4806291. Game ball. Yeah, that ticket, let us know.
Backs in the eye, Ludwig to throw. Pressure. He steps up and nowhere to go. A lot of black shirts standing around watching white shirts put pressure on. This front line for Shenandoah comes in very hard, and they're proving themselves very hard to block on the pass rush. This is going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 24. Now take that 20, about 3rd and 20. But we've had quite a few, more than 10 situations by both teams tonight. Ludwig again on the delay. This is Kramer. Bounces outside on 3rd and 20. He's to the 30, and he's very near, and I believe he has his first down, Dale.
It will be very close.
We'll see the spot.
See where they mark it.
The beanbag is down. Yes, sir. That is a first down on 3rd and 20. The delay to Kramer results in a first down. We're waiting for the signal. We've not seen one yet as the official, Ken Cashman, comes over. And they're going to bring this across and take a look at it. We'll give Mr. Kaler and Mr. English some more airtime.
Game ball ticket 4806291. 4806291. Game ball.
Coach DeCosta going to be standing right there in front of it.
Yeah, we're blocked. The coaches, the official, and that. And as I said it was a first down. I couldn't tell exactly how far. Again, the one official and a couple of the assistants were blocking the pictures, so we really couldn't see by how much. But it doesn't really matter how much.
Doesn't matter at all.
A 20-yard pickup on 3rd and 20.
On a draw.
On a draw. You run that play, thinking we'll get a few yards back and then punt it away, and if we are able to break one and get a first down, then that's a bonus. Yep. Seminoles get that bonus on a fine run by Kramer. A motion by Daniel Ludwig. Fake. Nippert on a quick out, and just shoestring tackle by Christian. If he doesn't get the shoestring, Jesse's off and has some real nice yardage. But on first down, that gain to the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 3. Nippert lined up as the tight end, just kind of releasing off the line. Again, something I don't recall seeing a lot of in the past, but very effective play. Now we get the slot to the right. On 2nd and 3. Option. Pitch. Kramer. Running room. Has a first down, 48-yard line. Again, Shenandoah's strategy seems to be to go down on the quarterback, make him pitch the ball, and good decisions 2 or 3 times by Ludwig and Kramer able to turn up and have some running room. 48-yard line for a first down. We're just inside 5 minutes in time remaining first half. Ball right in front of us at the 48-yard line. Again, Wang, double tight. Fake to Jones. Ludwig keep. He's outside. He has running room. First down, 40-yard line. Shenandoah territory.
Very nice job, Jason Ludwig. Pickup of 12 first down. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the half. 6-0.
We have talked at different times about having a variety of weapons, and we've seen in recent weeks where Jason has been very effective as a runner, and that has just complemented other people. Again, option.
Pitch.
Hesitation by Kramer, breaks your tack, and gets inside the 35, 33-yard line. I'm not sure if people caught that, but the lead blocker out of that formation, fullback, was number 44, Shoemaker. Just a little bit different look. Looking aside to see if there's a problem with Josh, but he's just out for a breather and a little different look as he is now back on the field. Kramer has now went to the sideline as he has taken a couple of pretty good hits. We'll get a stop and play. Timeout, Zeps. 3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 6-0 Seminoles.
No matter what the occasion, Jackson's Newsstand has something to fill your needs with balloons, Marion Heath quality cards at reasonable prices, and gifts of all kinds. Pick up some treats like Brock's delicious candies in the case, or staples like sundries, batteries, car care products, and school supplies. Buy a bestseller or choose from hundreds of magazines, even comic books. Rent the latest video release or Sega and Nintendo games. Buy the newest CD or cassette. Services at Jackson's include Travelers Express money orders, UPS pickup, and Western Union, the only one in the county. Come and see what you're missing at Jackson's Newsstand, open 7 days, 8 to 10.
A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best.
A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family.
A winning football team shares the glory. The running back needs those blockers to make that long run to the end zone.
A winning insurance agency represents several companies, so you have personally designed coverage to take you wherever you need to go.
The Monroe Central Seminoles have a winning tradition.
And F.W. Shoemaker has a winning tradition of service, integrity, and customer satisfaction.
Two local traditions that keep on going.
At 3:44 remaining, Shenandoah using their first time out. The tailback spot, Jones,
man, he's hit.
And not much.
52. Seth Reed.
A big hit in the backfield as Jones lined up as the tailback. Kramer now back into the lineup.
Seth Reed is a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds. And he delivered a blow there.
As you say, Reed is a senior who's been involved in this program for 4 years. One of the seniors we mentioned earlier who have taken some knocks and through some tough years, and I'm sure they're enjoying this 6-0 start. Again, the option play, Kramer. This time it's smelled out as they put some extra people in and they made Jason pitch early and had somebody on Kramer. Loss back to the 36-yard line, 4th and 6. 4th and 6.
Josh Archer, 5'11", 765-pound senior on the stop.
So Seminoles a pair from this position on the field at the 36. They will go for that. Not much of a decision, I believe, to be made there.
Still 2 minutes and 20.
A little bit of confusion.
Plus seconds.
And now Nippert gets lined up as a tight end on the right side. Ludwig throws out for Kramer, off his hands. Would have been near first down territory, not able to make connections. Incomplete. Zeps hold on defense. They'll take over at their own 36-yard line with 2:17 remaining in the first half. And we had a chance to mention earlier, the media here. You can tell this is a big game. I think at least 3 newspapers are here. Marietta Times, Cambridge Jeffersonian. I haven't seen anyone from the Times Leader yet, but I'm sure there is someone here. Channel 7, Channel 9, both here. I thought I heard Denny make mention of a 3rd TV station.
You might have WTAP Parkersburg out. They come out for some of the teams out that way.
Maybe he was counting us.
Maybe he's counting us. That'd be nice. We're not counted too often, but...
Modica going downfield. Deflected. Nippert had a hand on it. Christian is the intended receiver. Coach Wesson very upset on the far side. He was hoping for an interference call, getting done, and the Zepp faithful a little unhappy.
You'll get that.
2nd and 11. And very fortunately, since the opening couple of possessions would seem to be plagued by penalties, not a lot of yellow flags on the field since, and hopefully that will continue. That the penalties will be reduced and the players will play the game and decide this outcome and not force the officials into making calls. Leach and Christian wide left. Modica wants to throw. Going out here for number 21 is Shot. 3rd down 10. Running their 2 wide receivers down the middle to clear out the defensive back, and then releasing, I believe, was the tight end on the left side. Shot, but the pass just a little bit high. 3rd down. Again, Seminoles going with the extra defensive back on this play as Jason Ludwig has entered the game. Again, if you can make a stop here and force a punt and get yourself decent field position, time maybe to do something before halftime. Modica again wants to throw. Drops back, setting up a screen. That's Wesson. Oh my! Welcome to the PVC, Mr. Wesson. That's Eric Kramer, 33. And I wonder if they hit like that where he played before. I'm sure they did, but a big play on that completed pass as Kramer tackles the receiver Wesson for a loss of a yard, sending Wesson back into punt formation. And last time he hit a dandy, better than 60 yards. Let's hope this is a little less of an effort. There's the snap, a little bit of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
I'm not sure, and he's going to get a great roll. I thought it might be deflected, but again, a good roll
inside the
20-yard line. And will go down as a 45-yard, 46-yard punt by Wesson with a very kind roll. A little bit of pressure from the Seminoles, and I thought somebody might be close to getting a hand on that. But now 1:17 remaining. Seminoles with 3 timeouts remaining, but not real good field position.
Not exactly what you were hoping here, but 1:17 nursing a 6-0 Zeps against the Zeps. 6-0 lead.
You said it, I didn't.
I'm sorry I said it.
But after the opening score of the Seminoles, a lot of credit by the Shenandoah team. Josh Jones will get out across the 25 to the 28-yard line. And I would say the Seminoles will not get in any hurry to use their timeouts. Now, if you get a first down on this play, then that may change the thinking just a little bit. But what you don't want to do is have to punt the ball away and give the Zeps one more shot. Ludwig to throw. He's going deep. He's got a man.
He's got a man wide open.
How did he get out there? Had to slow up for it.
He's on it.
He's going to be called down at the 32-yard line, and he was on the ground when he caught the ball, but it's a big completion. 40-yard pickup. I'd have to look at that again to see if, in fact, he was on the ground as he kneeled down to make that catch. But it's whistled down. But it is a big completion to the 32-yard line.
And still 35 seconds remaining in this.
And now the Seminoles may think about their timeouts. And boy, if that ball could have just been out there a little quicker.
But he was wide open.
And we're going to get a stoppage in play. Seminoles will spend a timeout.
35 seconds. They're not wanting this one to get away from it if at all possible. But I didn't see where Jesse came from or how he got so wide open so quick. But he certainly was there.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing, the coaching staff did, and if it's something they think they can get at a later time,
it'll be there.
You'll see that again.
Pretty nice crowd as we got a shot there, and up on the hill, lots and clear around the end zones. Just a real nice evening for football. Beautiful weather, and you got a great game, 6-0.
We're just 35 seconds away from halftime. Shenandoah will put on we believe at least a portion of their halftime show, and then we'll have the homecoming celebration and a homecoming crowning of the Queen. As we mentioned earlier, the King crowned on Thursday night at the bonfire, which was well attended. Derek Hughes won that honor. Saturday night will be the homecoming dance at the school. First and 10, 32-yard line. Ludwig to throw for his brother Daniel. Incomplete. And Coach DeCosta a few steps on the field there, giving Jason the play, and the official coming over to tell him that he doesn't want him out on the field, but I'm sure that is a concern of no one. The play is in, and a flag is down on the side. The official was way wide, and clapping from the Shenandoah side of the line of scrimmage would indicate illegal procedure against Monroe Central, forcing them back 5 yards to the 37. And I could not see if someone lined up in the neutral zone or possibly somebody put their hand down and picked it up along that line, which you cannot do. But 5 yard step off nonetheless, bringing up second down and 15. Ludwig in the shotgun. Trying to get him away from some pressure. Stepping up and steps away from a couple people.
Not going to get away from
and going to lose a couple more yards. We're going to get a timeout by Monroe Central. Jason up a little bit slowly. It's a loss back to the 39. One timeout remaining as Monroe Central has spent their second timeout. But what looked like a promising opportunity is now a third and long. Third and 17. With one timeout left, that does reduce your options quite a bit.
Yeah, 22 seconds. They may choose to just go for one play, take it to the end zone, or take it to the locker room, talk it over. You got 6-0 here. You don't want to do anything silly. But it's been a hard-fought first half of action on both ways. Penalties hurting Shenandoah early.
Little do we know that after the early score, just less than 3 minutes into the game, that we would be scoreless in the time since then and still be at that 6-0. You may have been able to see in your picture at the top part of the screen there, Coach Dan Wesson of the Zeps meeting with his defensive players on the field as the Seminoles were at the sideline with Coach DeCosta. Third and 17. Friday to the right. Slot man is Daniel Ludwig. Sweep and halfback pass. There's the throwback, and look out. Ooh. And a hit delivered by number 47, Christian, on Jason Ludwig.
And he's slow.
Jason is shaken. That was a hit. And we have a Zep slow to get up also, and Jason now on his feet. But that was a heck of a hit. A little bit of grumbling from the near side, but I think that was nothing dirty about that play. It was just a hit and looked like no penalty there. And hopefully Jason nothing more than the wind knocked out of it.
Andy Christensen just coming up and delivering a hit on Jason.
And that's a play that we've been talked about. I know in past weeks Kramer doing that, and I know Coach has worked on that in the past, but it appeared that the Zeps knew that it was a possibility.
That's a nice sight as we have Jason getting up and running off to the sideline as he took quite a blow. And as you said, I don't think there's anything malicious. You know, the ball was delivered, and he was just totally at somebody else's discretion, you know, for a big hit.
It's, you know, I think a good football hit. You know, I guess a good hit unless you're on the receiving end.
It, yes.
And hopefully Jason will be able to come back second half as he's still kneeling down the sideline, I think, trying to get his breath. But it is a fourth down situation, 4th and long, so Kramer will punt. And hopefully he can get this away and angles to the sideline. Zeps have nobody back. That's going to bounce out of bounds near the 5-yard line. The kind of punch you'd like to have with some more time left so that your defense could take advantage of it for you. But with 6 seconds left, the Zeps, I'm sure, will do nothing fancy here and just go to the locker room. And Modica to the line of scrimmage. And Modica will just take the snap and go to the ground, and that'll take us to halftime. But no, we're going to get a stoppage in play with 1 second on the clock. And Monroe Central will spend their last timeout. And I'm not sure if that instruction came from the sideline or if one of the young men just doing that on their own. But it will force Shenandoah to take one more snap. And you might think, well, what's the use? But you know, funnier things have happened.
Right. Yeah, back here, because they've got their backs right against the goal line.
You know, if the ball could go loose and somebody could pick it up, you never know.
And no sense in taking that timeout to the locker room. That'd be a bit of good there.
You can't carry that over the second half. And as we've said before, if you watch enough football, you know,
strange things happen.
But unlikely, as with a tight formation, Modica will just take the snap and go to the ground and then back out of there. And now that will take us to halftime. And a defensive struggle and a great first half it's been. Stay tuned for homecoming. It's Monroe Central 6, Shenandoah nothing.
As time passes, your needs change. Woodsfield Savings and Loan has changed to meet those needs. At the Woodsfield Savings Bank, we know your schedule requires a drive-through and night deposit box. You want convenient parking, direct deposit, and automatic payments. At our new location on State Route 78, we want to meet your needs for a home mortgage, car loan, checking, and savings account. Our name and location have changed, but we're still here to serve our community and to help you to grow. The Woodsfield Savings Bank.
Woodsville Ashland sells pure gasoline, diesel fuel, and kerosene. And they're pure Seminole fans. Join these Woodsville Ashland fans in their newly expanded dining room for a fabulous lunch, supper, or snack. Try some hot pizza, delicious Caesar sandwiches, onion rings, or cheese sticks. Top it all off with Cook's homemade ice cream or Southern Snow in lots of flavors. The Hawks invite you to follow the Seminoles throughout the football season and follow the Noles year-round into the Ashland for great food and snacks. When you go to all the expense of building a new house or remodeling a room, why stop short when it comes to the walls? For the finish you want in your home or business, call an expert, Bill Pardon Drywall. Call today for a free estimate on small jobs or an entire house. Bill will hang, finish, and even texture your drywall if you'd like. For a distinguished look, he'll do a textured or an antique ceiling. Call Bill today and have the expert look you want on your walls.
Just moments away from the beginning of the third period, 6-0 Seminoles.
We have a queen,
Amanda Crum, and King Derek Hughes.
And I'm happy. My wife got a coat out of the car, so I'm much more comfortable. It's a nice evening, but I tell you, up here on top, it's just a little chilly.
A little bit of an air moving. This is my one opportunity to embarrass a couple of my colleagues there, but, you know, nice job again organizing by teachers Kelly McIntyre and Teresa Sherman, who did a lot of work to get ready for this homecoming activity.
Getting
Leach
ground.
picks it up, gives ground, tracked down by number 7, Matt Cole.
Good job, Matt Cole.
So an early special teams play by the Seminoles. Zeps will put the ball in play at their own 13-yard line.
And he picked that ball up, am I not mistaken, 20?
Somewhere
Maybe
in
this-
that area, and
this side
gave
of
a
it.
lot of ground to try
lot of
to
ground.
get over to the far side, and went backwards. Matt Cole able to make the open field tackle. So Zeps not real good shape as they start the third period trailing by 6. As I mentioned earlier, they have been down at halftime and in the second half. This is Jennings. He's stacked up by Miller and others. Last up off the pile, it may have been Jones. And there were some others on the play. Out to the 16-yard line, almost 17, nearly 4 yards by Jennings on first down. For the most part, the Zep offense has been held in check by the Seminoles. And I'm sure the Seminoles outgaining Shenandoah in the first half, but only 6 points to show for it. They're going to
And
Jennings.
Jennings again.
Outside,
Shoestring.
tripped in the backfield by Kramer, I believe.
As it looked like he was going to get several yards.
And they'll put the ball back at about the line of scrimmage, just shy of the 17. Just trying to look down the sideline there. But the 20 minutes at halftime hopefully gave Jason Ludwig time to get regrouped after that jarring hit. A lot of discussion out back at halftime on whether that may have been a little bit early and maybe should have been flagged for pass interference. And it was very close, but the call was not made. 3rd and 7. Modica fakes, rolling.
Lot of
Tries to step
pressure.
up.
He gets rid of the
away,
ball.
ball's up in the air, and
And it's caught,
a
number
diving
3.
catch, I
Leach.
believe, on the far side by Leach,
And they call him inbounds.
and that will be a first down. Ball hitting off of someone, an intended receiver, and Leach getting the tipped ball, and a big break for the Zeps. And what looked like was going to be 4th down and punt the ball away. Leach able to make the play at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, well, look,
Zeps keeping it going.
looked certain to be a sack, turned into a big play offensively. Number 3, Derek Leach, a junior, 5'10", 170 pounds, a flanker.
They'll have 2 receivers to the left. And give to Jennings. Tries to get outside. He's got some running room for the first time tonight. Open field
Nippert.
shoestring tackle by Nippert. But another nice gain by Jennings. Just short of the first down. It looks from here to be a yard shy. 2nd down and a yard. But a big 9-yard pickup on first down.
So what started as a poor decision on the return man, they've turned that into something here as they're at the 39-yard line.
The Zeps have not put together consecutive first downs in the same drive too many times. Jennings to
Jennings
the
again.
outside. And
Cuts back.
He's
in trouble. But he may have the first down.
It looks like he was able to get across the 35-yard line, which will give him the first down. And back-to-back first downs by Shenandoah. And what started out as poor field position back at their own 12-yard line
Has turned in pretty nice place here.
They're now in business. And if you're Shenandoah coming in here, even though you're 6-0, maybe kind of question whether you really belong. But to go in at halftime down only 6 points, they came in here, I'm sure, thinking they could win. And now I'm sure they have the attitude as they know they
They
can.
know they can, yes.
Now, will that happen? We'll see.
Jennings again.
Jennings
Big
breaks
hole.
loose and still
On his feet.
finally pulled down from behind by Kramer. Some not very good tackling. And now the Zep offensive line has come out and just taking it to the Seminoles. About 19 yards. 18,
Most
19
of this
yards.
by Jennings. Jennings, number 19, Brandon Jennings, a senior, 5'11", 185 pounds.
With the exception of the tipped pass
Yes.
that was caught by Leach. Most of the work by Jennings. And here he is again. And he'll be hitting the backfield by a whole host of people. There's Demmerling. And he had some others with him. Tom Jones, Shoemaker. Oh, now loss of a couple yards. And not only has Shenandoah put together 3 consecutive first downs, but they've already taken more than 4 minutes off the clock.
This will be their 8th play from scrimmage with a penalty. 2nd and long here, 2nd and 12 in Knowles territory.
4-man front. Modica fakes, wants to throw.
Pressure.
He's got some pressure, steps away. Gets across there and incomplete. We would guess that his intended receiver was probably number 99, Joe Wood, but after avoiding the rush, I would say Modica put the ball exactly where he wanted to, and that was into the ground.
That's several times tonight. He stepped away from what should have been a sack.
It looked like a couple of Seminoles that had him there in the backfield, but he stepped away and able to get rid of it. And a little confusion on the far side, and Shenandoah is going to be forced to take a timeout here early in the 3rd period. 7:20 remaining, still 6-0 Seminoles.
And Coach, the first half now, kind of recapping the first half, after the first series, we went down and scored, I think 6 plays, and took it in, got our 6 points, had the point after the extra point blocked, and really from that point on, not much. We both teams have gone back and forth. Shenandoah had their chances and kind of shot themselves in the foot with penalties.
Yeah, both teams, get a first down, maybe another nice play, but then a loss, a penalty and something, and it turned into a battle of punters and a couple of real nice boots by the Shenandoah kicker, Wesson.
Yeah, he certainly has been a welcome addition, I'm sure, to the Shenandoah team.
His very first kick was not real good, very short, but after that he's more than made up to it and would show a pretty nice kicking average through the first half. I'd say one punt, I believe, somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 yards. But now in this 3rd down and 12, after a stop of the running back Jennings and then an incomplete pass, a 3rd down situation out in the middle of the field. So do it one more time and get the ball back. But Shenandoah a little late getting that play in, forced to use a timeout. And you hate to really burn a timeout this early in the 2nd half.
Yeah, that could come back to haunt you later. We'll see as the game goes on. We've got a man. Well, he says, I'm wide open.
Yeah. I don't think anybody could deny the penalty there. And there's no one more embarrassed than number 21, the end, Josh Schott. As he went out and was looking back for the ball and probably wondered why it wasn't coming, but he didn't realize that no one else had moved yet. And that's quite embarrassing, but those things happen. When you're dealing with high school kids, and sometimes you just miss the count. And he's going to go to the sideline and be replaced by big number 99, Joe Wood.
Yeah, Joe Wood, 6'1", 200 pounds.
So now 3rd and 17. Modica wants to throw.
Pressure. This time he's going down.
This is Shoemaker. Shoemaker from the front. Cecil from behind. And we haven't been able to get a hold of Modica a lot tonight, but that time able to do that. A loss back to the 43-yard line.
Ryan Modica, number 4, is a junior, 6 foot, 170 pounds.
4th
number 8
and
Doug
21.
Wesson.
4th and 21.
Punt formation. See what he can do this time. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. 3rd quarter.
And it's another
nice
dandy kick, and with a little luck, that'll get into the end zone. Yes, it will. And that will go in the books as a 57-yard kick.
You can't beat that for high school punting. He's done that pretty consistently here tonight.
And one of the few times the last couple of years, looks like if we get into a battle of the exchange of punts, that we might be at a little bit of a disadvantage. We've seen Eric nail some great kicks the last couple of years, but seldom have we seen the opposition have someone who can kick it a long way. And fortunately there, that ball went into the end zone, so 57-yard punt was only a 37-yard net. So Seminoles now at the 20-yard line. 6:31 as the Zeps take 5.5 minutes off the clock. Kramer
bounces outside.
And
nowhere.
Not as much as it looked.
22, Wells, and somebody had him by the ankles I didn't see, but.
And what looked promising initially will go down only as about a 3.5-yard pickup.
Ball on the 24-yard line, second down and 6.
The Seminoles maybe with one other opportunity to score in the first half, but not able to do it. Ludwig keeps. He'll be to the 28-yard line. Again, I believe that was the option. Jason tucked it under, turned up real quick. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Somebody on the sideline I could hear yell, get the first down. And that's in this situation where the play is called here. You don't want to try to improvise too much. Just run the play, power it in there and get your first down and then go to work from there. And it will be Kramer attempting it, and he has thrust and has more to the 40-yard line.
Derek Leach saved a big gainer.
Well, that's a good job at the point of attack on the left side. That's number 61, Brad Demmerling, number 68, Tucker Roberts on the left side. And the lead backs there of Jones and Ludwig as the power I formation, able to make the play. 12 yards by Kramer. First down, Monroe Central at their own 40-yard line. Again, power I, tight ends. Kramer, somebody had a hold of the leg. He'll be across the 40.
Pick up a couple.
Looks like they'll mark him at the 43-yard line. Give him 3 yards. 2nd and 7. The yardage has been tough to come by for both teams tonight. You have an approximate number?
Working.
The fake, Ludwig trying to get outside, tries to sidestep some traffic, and we've knocked out of bounds.
Right on top of Jerry Calder.
Number 67,
good block,
is Robert Rogers, back near the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of room over there. See Mr. Calder go down, but you see number 1 there, just protect that video camera.
He held that camera up.
Hey, and what a job, he knew he had to be on TV, and he turns and acknowledges it. And we get a shot of him waving back up at us there, Joe? We got the important part, the tackle. But he hopped right up just like he did back in his playing days.
Oh,
interception. A diving interception by number 21, Josh Schott.
Big play there by Josh Schott. And he just simply dove in front as that ball was low.
And that more than
turnover, I believe.
More than makes up for the procedure penalty that he was flagged with there just a few moments ago. But that might be our first turnover, and turnovers even at 1 apiece.
I believe you're right.
I know I should take notes. Yes, 1 apiece. The advantage of having plenty of newspaper people here, they can agree or disagree with us. So from that aspect, it's been a well-played game. But good field position by the Zeps now at the 43-yard line. Jennings is hit the backfield by Chris Demmerling.
There he is, Chris celebrating.
And Chris said last night at the bonfires, he was a spokesman for the senior, that he would be fired up and would be crazy. And he makes a big play there, able to make that loss in the backfield of some 5 yards back to the 48-yard line. And a couple times tonight, we've had opportunities to make plays in the backfield, but second effort has enabled Shenandoah to break some tackles, but not to be done that time. Demmerling on that play 2nd and 15. They'll give to Jennings again. He'll try to get outside and be forced out of bounds over near the line of scrimmage.
I believe they're going to mark it right at the line of scrimmage.
That will
No
be
gain.
3rd down and 15. And couldn't tell who was over on the play there. Johnny Cecil, the defensive end on that side, may have been there to force that play out of bounds.
3:14 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Still nursing that 6-0.
And anytime you nurse that 6-point lead, it makes you real nervous.
Yes, as the game winds down.
Shot, and Leach will come wide to the left.
They've run this several times. They drop Weston out. Now they're going
deep. Overthrown.
Jesse Nippert backpedaling.
Nippert was back there along with Daniel Ludwig up front. The intended receiver was Leach, and that will be 4th down.
Just as I'm sure that ball didn't go too much farther. Run out of steam backpedaling, but good stand here defensively. 4th and 15. They're going to have to punt it away at 3:08.
Find some very eerie similarities in this game as we did down at River a few weeks ago with the defense doing just a great job, and you hope that one drive does not hurt you. The advantage here is you have a 6-point lead. Weston's kick, he's angling toward the sideline. It's going to hit and roll and get to the end zone. 48-yard punt by Doug Wesson. His 3rd excellent effort of the night. But again, into the end zone, so only a 28-yard net. And as they did just a few moments ago, the Seminoles will take over at their own 20-yard line. 2:59 remaining in the 3rd period. Now you don't want to sit here and come down where Shenandoah might score and have to worry about making a stop on an extra point in order to, maybe give yourself an overtime or to give yourself a chance. Ludwig, he'll keep.
Nice block.
Cut back. Get 9 yards. And that was a keep all the way, I believe. They'll mark him just shy of the 30-yard line. And knows the football needs to get to the 30 for the 1st down, so you can see that they're about half a yard short. But a nice gain on 1st down. Do you want to try to just power it in for your 1st down, or do you want to try play fake and go deep for the big play? That decision has been made. And it's Jones. He's hit very hard, but I believe pick up of a yard, but we'll get his 1st down. That's Josh Jones, 52, I believe. And that's Seth Reed. We've seen a lot of him defensively tonight. But it is a 1st down.
Seth Reed, a 5'10", 200-pound senior. And he has delivered some punishment.
Yeah, give Josh 1 yard. But it is a 1st down. That's the important part. So we're now at 2 minutes remaining, period number 3. 2nd man, no. Ludwig going to keep. He's pulled down from behind by Schott. And Jason is down and appears to be shaken.
Tackled by Josh Schott. The official.
That's scary with him coming back from his hand.
For the 2nd time, Coach. Jason getting up and Doc Snyder there with him. He took quite a hit there.
Yeah, the man from behind on the tackle, and looked like Jason might have went into the ground head first with the ball kind of under him. He'll take a seat on the sideline there and get some attention from Doc Snyder. Eric Kramer will now assume the quarterback role, and he'll be alone in the backfield with 5 wide receivers. And run the draw. And he's got the open field. 40, 45, 47-yard line, 1st down.
Leach, I believe, and Modica.
And that's something we saw quite a bit last year.
Yeah.
5 wide receivers spread everybody out and then run that draw. They'll put him down at the 46-yard line. And I'm quite sure Eric has taken a few snaps during the week at practice, but nothing replaces game action, and he's not taken very many during this year. Just a couple of situations that I can recall.
The biggest number there is the first down option.
Pitch. And Jones will get on it. And that's something right there that you worry about, because of the timing. The loose ball will be covered by Jones back at the 37 and a loss of 9 yards.
Second and 20, ball back on the 37-yard line.
So again, Kramer back. Take the direct snap and run the ball. He'll get 4 yards to the 41, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 15. And the clock is running down the 3rd period. Less than 20 seconds when it was whistled ready for play. So Coach Sarcosta is going to think about this 3rd down call and let the time expire. We will come to the end of period number 3, and we're at the same spot as we were at halftime and the end of the first quarter, and that is Seminole 6 and Shenandoah nothing.
Come to Day Appliance and TV, your Electrotech dealer for everything electronic. Full computer systems for home, school, or business. Let away now for Christmas and make someone special very happy. Day Appliance carries lots of accessories too. Fuses, switches, cables, telephones, calculators, televisions, radios, and even PrimeStar. Special orders large or small. Save yourself a trip and order what you need delivered to Woodsfield. By the way, if you're one of these people who are computer illiterate, just ask a kid or stop in at Day Appliance and TV. Woodsfield Orthopedic and Sports Rehabilitation Center offers outpatient treatments to a wide variety of injuries. Treatments include a combination of modalities, therapeutic exercises, and manual techniques, in addition to state-of-the-art Cybex exercise equipment. All athletes are welcome to come to our sports clinic every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m. with Dr. Snyder and the rehab physical therapist. No appointment necessary. Call 472-9869 for details and to schedule other therapy needs.
Period number 4 underway with a 3rd and 15. Kramer under center with the backs in the eye. He'll drop back. He'll throw out here for Nipper. It's complete 50 and pulled down at the 49-yard line, but way short. About 5 yards short of the first down. And from this position on the field, Seminoles will punt the ball away. Again, if Eric can hit one now and pin these Zeps back inside their own 20-yard line. And the kick is high and will be taken on the move.
And he's on his knee, yes.
And Leach takes the ball on the knee. And I'm not sure.
I don't know that he would have called that if he hadn't looked over and stopped.
And Leach just kind of conceded that. He knew he went to the play, and the official was a little bit tardy on the whistle. But when the runner gives it away, that you assume he definitely did. So at the 17-yard line, a 32-yard punt with no return. And fortunately, he did have a knee on the ground, as he would have been able to get maybe 5 to 7 yards easily on that low line drive kick. But a good job by Leach in catching the ball in the air and not taking a chance of it rolling toward the end zone. So Zeps with their first fourth quarter possession. Monica to throw.
Pressure.
Going downfield and
It's thrown
behind his
behind.
intended receiver, Wesson. Miller was the defender.
Wesson's a nice big target there, but just thrown behind him. Pretty decent pressure, I believe. Sean Shoemaker on the pressure.
And if that ball could have hung in the air for an instant where Miller or Josh Jones back in that area could have made the play, then you've been in business. But
yeah, you'd like to see one of those there. 6-0 is not a comfortable position. 11 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. Like to see them throw some more points up on the board.
And asking the crowd for noise. And we have crowd noise, we have band, we have Jennings. And hit and dropped
Hit and
after a
drop.
short pickup.
Josh Jones, Tom Jones, and others. Possibly seesaw on this end.
Pickup of a yard, bringing up 3rd and 9.
I didn't see who made the initial hit low, but held him up long enough for help to arrive.
Extra defensive back in the game is number 22, Woodby. I see Jason up on the sideline here walking around, but still flexing that neck. 3rd and 9. Shot way wide to the left. This is number 6, Jason Johnson. In motion. Flag down. 2 flags
Flags
down.
everywhere.
Whistles. Stopping play. And finally, enough crowd noise where the whistles were hard to hear. And it appears to be on the Zeps for an illegal procedure. And that flag came down. Both officials, both the official on the near side and the official on the far side, both throwing the flag. Taking the ball back to the 13-yard line, 3rd down and 14.
Leach in motion.
Modica wants to run the draw. And somebody has him by the ankles. That somebody is Kramer. And that was a big play once in the first half for the Zeps, but not this time. Kramer and Nipper will go deep. The Zeps will be forced to punt it away from their own 18-yard line, 4th and 9. Modica able to get the 5 yards of the penalty back. And that was all. But Kramer had him by the ankles, and I think Demmerling was right there to fall on top. But Wesson, once again, I think maybe he's due for a poor effort.
Let's see if you can talk him into it here.
And yes, we did.
Sir.
And that's going out of bounds. Official backtracking to the 35-yard line.
Tucker Roberts with a fair catch there out of bounds.
If I'd known it was that easy, I would have tried that earlier. But after those 3 great efforts by Wesson, that ball traveling only 17 yards. But now you have to take advantage of the situation.
And here we have Jason back into the contest.
Well, that's good to see, because I'd hate to be the Doc Snyder down there to tell Jason he better sit for a while longer.
Yeah.
I don't think Doc, wanted to have to say that. And Jason back in. Gives to Kramer. 30.
Puts it back.
25. First down. 24-yard line.
Jason well over his 100 yards, I'm sure, this evening. My records are very sketchy, but I had him for well over 70 long ago.
If that is the case, that will be Eric's 7th consecutive 100-yard game and put him up in the neighborhood of 900 yards for the year. As Eric tries to get his 2nd consecutive 1,000-yard rushing season. But 1st and 10, 24-yard line. Eric gets another shot.
Takes it outside.
15.
He's loose.
Inside the 10, 9-yard line.
Just a tremendous job. A man among men. As he gets loose, he had a blocker in front of him, or he might have taken that all the way. 8 minutes and 49 seconds.
That will be first and goal, I believe. Yes, it will. First and goal. Ball at the 9-yard line.
Need to punch this one in.
Kramer again,
cutting back to the middle.
Back inside the 5, near the 3-yard line. But when you get in a situation like this, you ask your seniors to step up. And take control of the game, and that's what's happening right here with 3 straight runs by Kramer. And then you look at those seniors on that offensive line: Eric Rose, Chris Demmerling,
to get
Tom
that
Jones.
off the ball. 8 minutes.
Kramer again,
and this time he stopped short. 52.
Guess who? Number 52, Seth Reed. 3rd and goal.
I believe a loss of maybe 1.
Oh, we've been in this situation many times earlier and haven't liked the results earlier in the season. That 1st and goal and not able to capitalize. Yes, the clock is running now under 7:30, but points are essential. 3rd and goal. Motion. That's Daniel Ledwig. Sweep. Kramer. To the end zone. There's your points. Eric Kramer. 3-yard touchdown run. 7:10 on the clock. Seminoles 12-0. And we're going to get a whistle and a timeout by Monroe Central as they want to get together on this extra point and probably go for 2 after the early blocked extra point.
You can see the crowd on their feet. The coaching staff along with Dave Forrest and Brady too down there really getting the crowd into it. And Coach, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. It took us a long time to get this second touchdown.
Well, what a defensive battle. I know a lot of people expected a lot of different things coming in, and I would not have been surprised. Maybe I underestimated this 6-0 Shenandoah club quite a bit. But, they are a representative team and very physical along both the offensive and defensive fronts. But the Seminoles have met their match, and they've taken advantage of that poor punt. And as they did last week at Tyler, taking advantage of a couple of poor punts and going in for points and being up by 2 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, definitely puts the pressure on the guys in the white shirts.
And as you look around the outside of the stadium here, it doesn't look like anyone has called this one an evening and gone home. But 12-0 in this 7 minutes.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time left. This Shenandoah team's not going to pack up the gear and go home. They've scored 2 touchdowns in less time than that during the year. 2-point conversion with Kramer and Ledwig to the right, or to the left, excuse me. Shoemaker's the tight end. Ledwig wants to throw. He has some pressure, and he's going to be dropped way back.
21. Josh Schott.
But with 7:10 remaining in the ball game, Seminoles lead 12-0.
Well, Coach, has this game lived up to everything that it was intended? Close rivalry, not a far drive, and Shenandoah is up bringing a crowd, and it's been a great evening of football. And it's not over. 7 minutes, 10 seconds, 12-0.
Darren Grubb to kick off, and it's a high kick to the 14-yard line. Jennings across the 20. He's the 25, breaking the outside, still on his feet, before finally being brought to the ground. It looks like Woodby has a piece of him, along with maybe grub around the feet. But a
Very deceptive runner. You know, John Shoemaker, one of our better tackles, just sitting back there in wonderment as he made a hit on him, and Mr. Jennings goes forward, gets the ball in pretty good field position, 35-yard line.
and good field position for Shenandoah. Again, the players on the field asking for some noise, and this is where the home crowd has to be an advantage. Modica now forced to throw. He's going deep, and in the middle, intended for Leach.
Overthrown.
Just a little seam pattern by Leach running right down the hash mark. The ball just overthrown. But as I said, now at 12-0, very possibly the Zeps may feel that they're forced to go to the air, which means our defensive line, Johnny Shue, Johnny Cecil, and others in the middle can kind of tee off and put some pressure on. Motion man is number 6, Johnson. They'll give to Jennings. He'll spin away from one man. Kramer will have him by the feet. Pick up 4 yards to the 39. 3rd and 6. And more importantly, that clock is running. Now it's 6:35 remaining in the game. 3rd and 6. Modica fakes, rolls right, has pressure, has a man off his hands. That's Leach riding right there on him. And the Zeps, now down 2 touchdowns, will be forced to make a decision. And it appears from the far side that decision has been made, and that is go for it on 4th down. 6:07 on the clock. And now
maybe not.
It appears that they will punt. With a big man like Wesson, who's a good runner, behind and doing the kicking, the fake becomes a possibility. There's movement. There's lots of movement.
And flags everywhere.
But the thing is, the official on the sidelines, who should have had the best look, did not throw his flag. The referee and the umpire behind the line of scrimmage on both sides did throw the flag.
And they were very much prompted by the black jerseys. Last time, Phil.
Coach Singleton being told to back up. I think Coach Singleton wanted to go in for the return.
And you might mention that was the same guy with the whistle who couldn't see the penalty.
He couldn't see the man move, but he could see Coach Singleton out a couple steps out on the field.
Maybe he's looking in the wrong direction.
And after the penalty, he'll get it away, and this is more of an average kick. Nippert,
fair catch,
doing the wise thing and fair catching the ball at the 35-yard line. And about a 30, 31-yard punt.
Biggest numbers on the board, 5:59 remaining, 12-0. It's getting a little more comfortable, although not completely. We'll start at the 35-yard line.
Well, what you need to have happen is a couple of nice plays, get a couple first downs. I'm sure keep it on the ground and keep that clock running.
There's no time to put away the offense here.
Yeah, time is definitely the advantage of the Seminoles and the enemy of the Zeps. And Kramer, not much.
63 there at a meeting, which is Josh Archer.
Again, that's another name we've called quite a bit tonight. Defensively has done a nice job for the Zeps. We'll try to keep an eye on that clock. And when you're nursing a 12-point lead, it can't run fast enough.
No. Need a couple, 3 first downs here. Call it an evening.
Well, if you can get just one first down, it really puts the pressure on even more so the offense. Kramer again.
Again,
try to bounce the outside. Good job. He'll have that one first down. He'll have more. He's out of bounds about the 47-yard line.
19, Jennings knocked him out as he met Ryan Modica, number 4, head on right here at the 50-yard line. Slowed him up enough to put him out of bounds, and that's it.
But another super effort by Kramer. And even though he was out of bounds, it stops the clock at 5:13. That all-important first down. And possession of the ball.
I've stopped keeping records of his numbers. I'd like to know where he's at on numbers now. He's got to be well up there.
Now if we get an opportunity here, maybe we can check on that. Wishbone formation. That says run. Ledwig to keep. And he'll be caught from behind by number 21 shot. A loss of 3 yards to the midfield. We're under 5 minutes. And Jason very slow back to the huddle, and he's had a tough night. .165 the yardage for Kramer.
I knew it had to be well over. What an outstanding contest for Eric Kramer. But every game he's in is a highlight film.
And here's more.
There's more.
About 4 more. Back to the original line of scrimmage plus a yard. 46-yard line. It will bring up 3rd down and 9. Clock management.
Yeah, and the clock's the big here.
And hopefully one of the assistants down the sideline keeping an eye on the clock and their best guesstimate of how much time remains on the 25-second play clock, which the officials keep. Ledwig shows pass. It's a short one. It's Nippert. It's a first down. Again, out of bounds, but the key thing is first down. And maybe some people are a little surprised by the play call on 3rd and 9, but a very safe pass. And Nippert able to make the play. And another first down.
And that first down is a biggie. 3 minutes and 48 seconds, 12-0 lead. Starting to think about a victory here. I know that Shenandoah came in with well intentions of bringing a ball game. Jason taking a lot of time under center.
Kramer again. He has some yardage, about 4 or 5 yards. I'll have to have a talk with Coach Shoemaker on the sideline. He has a stopwatch that he's checking the 25-second clock there, and you might have been able to see the signal there, to take their time and use up some of that 25-second clock. The only problem was the play before it was out of bounds. The clock was not running. We'll call that a practice round.
Yeah. Coach Shue just needed to practice with a stopwatch.
Again, using most of that time, and Kramer again, and he'll be hit in the backfield and go down. And 52 Reed, who's been in on a bunch of plays tonight. But clock is now under 2:50. 30-yard line. Now that whistle comes at about 2:43. So the Seminoles can take this down to close to 2:20 before they run a play. And at 2:22 they snap. Ledwig going downfield. He's got Jason Ledwig. He's in the end zone. Ledwig to Ledwig. At 2:15 remaining.
What a beautiful play.
30 yards, and probably everybody thought, they would just run some clock, crossed them up, and Jason hits brother Daniel in stride for a touchdown.
And I wish we could have had a shot of Coach Circosta celebrating there. He was excited as anybody.
Well, during the course of a game, you see very little emotion out of Coach Circosta. and that, but, a big game like this, and that, in all likelihood right there was the clincher. That's now a 3-touchdown lead. Kramer to try the point. It's down. It looks good.
And it is good.
It is. And 2:15 remaining in the ball game. Seminoles in control, 19-0.
And that brings the crowd to their feet. And I don't think, Coach, anyone has taken a leave of this game. Well, they're on the other side, I guess, maybe. On the Seminole side, I don't think anybody's left.
But we're going to enjoy this one. A lot of times homecoming seems to be against an opponent who you think you have an easy time with, or it works out that way, but this one sure wasn't easy.
No, it sure wasn't.
It's going to be a lot of fun at homecoming dance on Saturday night. And we can start talking about next week. This will put the Seminoles in a first-place tie with Bellsville, both being undefeated against PVC play. Now, barring anything unusual happening to Bellsville down at Fort Fry on Friday evening. But sending the Seminoles to 5-2 and headed for St. Mary's next week. And St. Mary's with only a couple of wins going into this weekend, but they had a back that was out early in the year who ran for 230 yards last week, named Calvin Smith. I remember him running at us for 90 yards on a play from scrimmage last year. So, going on the road, it'll be tough after an emotional win. But you got to take them one step at a time. Grubb's
Jennings.
A good kick to the 10. Jennings is hit and brought down. It appears that Woodby, along with possibly Cole and Jones, at 2:08.
Modica coming out to set the offense. There's 2:08. Those are the biggest numbers on the scoreboard this evening. 19-0. Tomahawk's been chopping all evening.
Motion by Jennings, leaving no backs.
Pressure, dropping it off.
Screen it out here, and that ball was high, and Jennings opted not to try for that ball because I think he could see the defender closing in on him. And that was Ben Miller. And Jennings kind of sidestepped and kind of pushed Miller to the ground a little bit, but I think he decided better than to try to catch that ball and take the hit, and probably a wise move on the part of Jennings. 2nd and 10.
Stop the clock at 2:03.
Just looking down the sideline in front of us, I can see Jason down there again with the ice on the back of his neck. But I'm sure after that touchdown pass and a couple of touchdowns, it feels a lot better, and hopefully, a week will have him ready to go. Modica to throw, incomplete. Daniel Ledwig was the closest man to that. I believe Wesson was the intended receiver, but a flag is down.
171.
And then again, the second time tonight, it's a block below the waist. On the Zeps, the pass was incomplete. The Seminoles will decline this penalty, bringing up 3rd and 10. And Ken Castleman just gave a different signal than what he gave on his preliminary signal. But the penalty was declined. It should be 3rd down. And I see Fred Klein gets that changed to 3rd down over there. And you don't pull anything past Fred on that far sideline, that downs marker.
Always on top of it.
The 4th member of the chain crew over there tonight is Joe Hoff. Modica steps away from a couple people. That's it. Chris Dimmerling
going to celebrate.
So a key factor in this tonight as far as some of the players were concerned, and Chris spoke of this last week, was the fact that the seniors on this team have never lost a home game. And that will continue.
Isn't that amazing?
For one more week. The next home game in 2 weeks against the Cougars of Frontier. and then followed by the Bellsville Blue Devils. But this one should go in the books as a win. Weston's kick is a low line drive. Nipper will pick it up at the 29. He'll be to the 40. He'll be hit by a whole host of people at the 44-yard line. 1:08 on the clock, and this is just a matter of running it out. Zeps with a couple timeouts, but I'd say they will not use any of those timeouts.
Don't think they would need them here.
Which, as I said, last night, as Chris spoke and represented the whole senior group as their spokesman, that's one thing he pointed out, that this group of seniors have never lost at home. And that means a lot to those players, and they're going to keep it going for another week.
They're waving, wave to Dad.
Power I formation. Ledwig gives to Kramer. He'll rack up a few more yards.
He'll
rack up a lot more yards. Some
first down.
13 more yards.
That makes him well over 180, 185, 86.
Over 180 by Eric Kramer tonight, and that's going to put him very close, within about 25 or less yards of the 1,000 for the year. And from there, the Seminoles, with that first down, will now take a knee as Kramer goes into a deep pre-bid formation, and Ledwig will take a snap. They'll use some time. They'll snap it at near 40 seconds. Jason takes a knee, and it'll run down at 35, and we'll see how quick the officials put this ready for play. And it will be ready for play at 27. So you're going to have to do it one more time.
One more snap.
And that'll put a wrap on a great 19-0 Seminole win. And we talked last week about a shutout. And hey, that's the first shutout that goes on the board as a 0.
And what a place to get it. You know, a 6-0 Shenandoah Zeps.
But the Zeps now at 6-1, and they have to come to Monroe County again next week and play the Bellsville Blue Devils.
Things don't get any easier for them. They've got some quality ball clubs ahead of them.
But a great game in Rosedale, and just feel great for these young men. And they've got a lot of goals still in mind as far as PVC championship and keeping themselves alive in postseason. It's still too early to tell what that's going to do. But I can tell you one thing: we won't be 15th next week when the ratings come out.
You're exactly right. Well, it's been a great evening. It's a nice evening to watch football, and where could you find any more excitement than this? 6-0 Shenandoah Zeps coming to town and being handled 19-0 by our own Knowles.
And so, the Zeps, represented themselves very well. A couple of things happened to them late, as far as a poor punt and a couple of things like that put the pressure on them.
And if you go back to the first quarter, if they would have not shot themselves in the foot with the penalties early, you don't know what this might have done. If they had come back and gone 7-6 or tied 6-6, you don't know what momentum can do. So it's been a great game.
Yeah, but great credit to that defense and the defensive game plan. Coach Singleton and Coach Sherman, with that defensive secondary. Coach Sherman doing a great job not allowing very many yards passing, and Coach Singleton with the great calls. But I know Coach Singleton, he'll say, well, the kids deserve the credit. Well, they sure do, but, great job by Coach Pat Singleton and the rest of the defensive staff and Coach Acosta. And one thing can happen, these Seminoles will never be out-prepared when they go into a game. They may get beat and out-executed and that, but they will never be out-prepared, and that was the case tonight.
Well, it's been a great evening, Coach, and I really always appreciate your work. You do a fantastic job. For my wife, the camera lady, there's Coach with his family, and my wife, the camera lady, Joe Palmeretti. This is Dale Eddy. We're going to take it out of here and join us next week at St. Mary's for lots of fun when high school football, Seminole style.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monroe Central Homecoming Halftime Ceremony. It's sponsored by the Student Council. Student Council advisors are Karen Baker and Maria Carter. Jewish America is nationwide Polish Jews for presentation to the 1997 Monroe Central High School Homecoming Queen. Flowers for the seating activities are provided by a Woodsfield Greenhouse. Participating in tonight's ceremony are Student Council members April Hoff, Bethany Johnson, and Sheena Joe Scarborough. The first member of our homecoming court is freshman attendant Tessa Ward. Tessa is the daughter of Doug and Debbie Ward of Woodsfield. Tessa is a junior high cheerleader at Skyview Military and graduated junior high with honor. She attended Sunbury Baptist Church and enjoyed hunting. She is being escorted this evening by her father, Doug Ward. This year's sophomore attendant is Courtney Davies. Courtney is the daughter of Don and Kathy Davies of Woodsfield. As a freshman and sophomore, Courtney is class president and a member of the ski club. Her freshman year, she was also secretary of Team Institute. Courtney has been in the marching band for 3 years, a member of the concert band, and for 2 years as a member of the track team. She also participated in softball. Courtney is being escorted by her father, Don Bay. Our junior attendant is Shana Poole, daughter of Sandy Poole of Woodsfield and Cecil and Fran Poole. Shana was a reserve cheerleader for freshman and sophomore years and is currently a varsity cheerleader. She lived in softball for the freshman year and is a member of the track team. Shana was a member of the Team Institute and the Spanish Club for the freshman year and was a ski club member. She is being escorted by her father, Cecil Poole. Now, our first group candidate is Jessica Cliff, daughter of Dennis and Lynn Cliff of Shenandoah, Ohio. Jessica has been a member of the Business Professionals of America for 2 years. As a junior, she was a vice president of Shenandoah and served on the Prom Committee. Jessica is also an active member of the Country Kids 4-H, a volunteer at Woodsfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. She plans to attend college and follow a career in nursing. Jessica is being escorted by her father, Dennis Cliff. Amanda Crum is the daughter of Brian and Sharon Crum of Woodsfield. She is a 3-year member of the ski club and was treasurer her freshman year. She has been active in the Western sports competition for the past 15 years and is completing throughout the United States. And Amanda is participating in the career apprenticeship program as an apprentice horseman. After graduation, she plans to pursue a career in the equine industry by studying horse and business management at an equine institute in Scottsdale, Arizona. She is being escorted by another Sherry Grant Cohen. Our third team candidate is Kelly Rozier, daughter of Bob and Diane Owen of Woodsfield. Her activities include basketball her 9th grade year and track as a sophomore and junior. Kelly has also served as a class co-president of junior and senior years and was a girls' state delegate. She is a 2-year member of the Business Professionals of America and is chapter vice president. Kelly is in 4-H and shows horses. She plans to attend college and study business management. She is being escorted by her father, Don Mullen. Charity Patterson is the daughter of Alan Patterson. As a freshman, she was in the Vanderbilt Club on the track team. Charity is also a member of the ski club, Spanish Club, and the Team Institute. She is a member of the yearbook staff, vice president of her class, and volunteers at Woodsfield Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. After graduation, she plans to attend the University of Las Vegas and receive a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. Charity's escort is her father, Paul Patterson. The next candidate is Casey Brown, daughter of Sharon and Trudy Brown of Woodsfield. As a basketball and volleyball since her sophomore year. Stacy has been in 4-H for 8 years, listed in Who's Who among high school students, and a BBC Scholar athlete. Stacy has also been a member of the homecoming corps all 4 years of high school. Stacy plans to major in education and guidance in college and plans to get involved in coaching. She is being escorted by her father, Shenandoah. Candidate is Melissa Williams, daughter of Mark and John Williams. Melissa has earned letters in volleyball and basketball and participates in track. As a sophomore, she is vice treasurer and member of the Spanish Club. In her junior year, she was vice co-secretary, the county's first vice president, and member of the National Go-Tech Honor Society, as well as the junior high snow queen. In her senior year, she was co-treasurer of her class, county dues president, and business and professional American chapter secretary. Melissa has participated in 4-H for 8 years and competed for Miss Ohio Team USA. She plans to attend college and study medical records administration. She is being escorted by her father, Mark Williams. Bruce Irvin is one of our team candidates and the son of Bruce and appreciator of the Lower Zealand. Bruce was a basketball player sophomore and junior year. He is currently enrolled in the construction trades program at Switzerland Vocational School and a member of the Vocational Industrial Club of America. Bruce's long-term goal is to own his own construction company. Another king candidate, Derek. Derek is another of our king candidates and the son of Monroe and Diane Hughes of Woodstock. He has played basketball since he was a freshman. Derek was also a member of the Euchre Club and has been a member of the ski club for 3 years. He also enjoys water skiing, fishing, and hunting. Derek plans to attend a 4-year college and earn a degree in physical therapy. Derek is being escorted by his mother, Diane Hughes. Student Council Representative April Huff will be asking our candidates to choose a box containing the long-stem rose. 5 of these roses, one golden rose are wrapped and sealed at the close of the game. Well, unknown. The candidate who receives the golden rose will be our 1997 homecoming queen. Beth Johnson will present the queen with a bouquet of roses, and Sheena Joe Chicago Perry the crown will be given to Betsy J. the crown the queen. Opening their roses. Amanda Grum, is that right? She is the 1995. I skipped the page. Betsy Day is currently attending a high school university, Eastern Campus, where she's studying elementary education. She was last year's homecoming queen. Mayor Kramer was a king candidate, son of John Kramer of Jerusalem and Bernie Slevin of Woodsville. Chris Demerling, number 77, the son of Charles and Kathy Demerling of Louisville. Brian Longwell, number 62, son of Don and Dan Longwell. And Jason Ludwig and Cheryl Ludwig, son of Landon and Cheryl Ludwig of Woodsville. Number 10 on the football field. Last night, these candidates were recognized and introduced, and Derek Hughes was selected in 1997. And we'll take our umpire. And there